Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maximilian College Basketball Picks and Analysis for Wednesday, February 11th. I'm your host, Max Hofmeyer, and I've got two matchups to go over for today. But first, let's go ahead and jump into the recap of last show, which was Saturday. Just not enough games here on Monday, Tuesday. That will probably be the norm going forward. I did tweet out my card Monday. Apologies if you saw it. I made the joke that my Monday card had the flu-like symptoms that Darren Peterson had. Was not very good, but yeah, could have been better. But Saturday was a good one. Nice 2-1 here. North Carolina, big outright win there at the buzzer to come back in that one. Houston, I said it was just a bad matchup for BYU. Houston's not the team you want to bounce back on. Baylor is the team you want to bounce back on, which they did tonight, or at least last I checked at the time of this recording. Michigan State or that Illinois game could have been a 3-0, but Illinois plus 1.5 just could not survive overtime. Led most of the game. Michigan State just makes a gritty comeback at home. So all in all, 2-1 moves us 37-30 on the year. So absolutely, we'll take that. But let's go ahead and get rolling into today's plays. I got two of them on deck for today, and for the first one, rocking in the Big East here, plus 11 versus UConn. UConn, they're off the loss at Madison Square Garden to the Johnnies, and the market's expecting a bounce back here. That Friday night loss, though, for what it's worth, was actually a projected loss as well, as we had the Johnnies winning that one by 20, as UConn's turnovers have sneakily been a problem for them this year, and it reared its ugly head in that one. And speaking of problems, that's exactly what this Butler team has been going through. Losers of 4 straight games, but 3 of them were on the road, so returning home here should help a little. And 2 of them were some unlucky results based on the quality of shots taken in that one. In fact, the last time these two teams played, Butler was on the wrong end of luck, as UConn won by 19, but we actually expected a much tighter game, only projecting a 2-point UConn win in that first game at UConn. And I'm not really surprised that, we expected a close game either, because, Thad Matta's scheme, for whatever reason, has played Hurley close in prior years. Last year, UConn won both regular season matchups only by a combined 6 points, and even one of them went to overtime. And this Butler team is kind of on the same level, I would say, of talent as that last year team. I think the market could bet this one up, though, so you could get a better number. But, just because UConn needs a bounce back doesn't mean we're going to get it. So I am going to go ahead and take Butler plus the 11 here for the first play, as I just think this one could be closer than expected, as, UConn doesn't have that extra gear like they've had in prior years. There's 2 teams that won the national championship. They dominated some of these Big East teams by margin, too. We just really haven't seen that. So I'm going to go ahead and take Butler plus 11 for the first play. And for play number 2, we got a WCC matchup as San Diego -1 here versus Portland. Story for Portland has been an exciting one as of late. Off back-to-back wins at home, and one of them was against Gonzaga. Somehow, some way, I have no idea. Maybe Gonzaga was just, bored, haven't played a relevant team in a while. I think it was after that St. Mary's game, so maybe a little bit of a letdown spot, but not lose the Portland letdown. That was kind of bad. You might have caught that one. Coach Leggins was doing his best Ron Hunter impression. Winning a big game on a scooter was kind of funny as well. One of those moments that makes college basketball so fun. That's great and all, but, now you got to go on the road here, and I suspect the vibes may be in for a little change up. San Diego defense, they force a ton of turnovers, 47th in the country in turnovers forced. In Portland, that's their kryptonite. Could be a bad matchup here, as they're 318th in offensive turnover rate, so could have some issues here taking care of the ball. Also, the San Diego defense, they give up threes at one of the higher rates, and that should not hurt them here, as Portland, terrible shooting team, only 30% from deep on the year. So I am going to go ahead and take for the final play San Diego to snap their little 3-game losing streak and, end those good vibes for Portland. And that will do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Best of luck, everyone.